We have an unfortunate Otto Porter Jr. update that indicates he might be out for longer than we were even expecting. Additionally, the LA Lakers are still off their rockers thinking they can land Gary Trent Jr. And Raptors might be getting coaches fired soon. So a bunch of stuff to break down. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, breaking down the latest Toronto Raptors news. And folks, as of recording, we're about 10 subscribers away from 26,000, so it would mean the world to me if you guys could hit that sub button. Let's see if we can hit that, break that mark before our game against Philadelphia tomorrow. But let's dive into the Raptors news, and the first thing we're discussing is an unfortunate Otto Porter Jr., not just injury update, just update in general, as Otto Porter Jr. will likely be out for longer than we were expecting. And I dropped a video a couple days ago how Otto Porter Jr. was doubtful for our game on Wednesday, but doubtful was improved from a hard out. So usually you go from doubtful to questionable to, game time decision to in. That's how the NBA sort of works with bringing people back into the lineup and their media out, whatever they say to the media, so people like us can react to it. So it looked like Otto Porter Jr. was on the right track. But unfortunately, Nick Nurse came out today and gave us an indication that he might not be returning as soon as we think. So Otto Porter Jr. is expected to be out for a bit, quote, for personal reasons. The Toronto Raptors are expected to be without Otto Porter Jr. for a bit, due to personal. I just reread that line. But basically what's going on is Otto Porter Jr. was recovering from his hamstring injury, moving along pretty well, looked like he might be able to come back soon. However, there's been a setback, not because of injury, not because of any physical issues, but due to something personal in Otto Porter Jr.'s life that's going to keep him out to the court. Now, we don't have any insight as to what this personal problem is, what's going to keep him out of the game, but hopefully everything's all right with Otto Porter Jr. Personal can be a wide range of things. So hopefully it's something that's all good that gets dealt with, and Otto Porter Jr. takes the time he needs to figure all that stuff out. Fred VanVleet also spoke on the situation, saying it's going to be great to have Otto Porter Jr. back in, but it's a long season. He doesn't have to rush back. So, not sure what the timeline is on Otto Porter Jr. return. I've been speaking on podcasts how having a guy that can come in and be a stable presence on the defense, on our bench, on the defense and offensive end, the same way Chris Boucher has really elevated our bench production since he returned to injury, that's going to be increased even more with Otto Porter Jr. coming back. So wishing the best for Otto Porter Jr. Probably won't be coming back super soon, but for Raptors fans, hopefully it'll be in the next couple of weeks. But the next thing we're discussing is something crazy that continues, a rumor that continues to pop up. It continues to be spoken about. It's the Lakers are urged to pursue Gary Trent Jr., according to it by a league executive. Now, Gary Trent Jr.'s name has been tied to the Lakers in numerous reports. Ever since he was traded to the Toronto Raptors, I feel like every 2-3 months, the Lakers and Gary Trent Jr. always have their names intertwined. And it's never Gary Trent Jr. saying, I want to play in LA, I want to do something like this. It's executives, it's unnamed sources, it's the Lakers themselves saying, we need to get this guy down to LA. Now, Gary's been a guy that's been a part of a bunch of trade rumors regardless, just given his contract situation as it is up after the season. He's going to be paid a bag, and the Raptors have a lot of players that they need to give big money to, but the most recent one is essentially that a Western Conference executive has urged the Lakers to pursue Max Strus and Gary Trent Jr. Now, we discussed an AM Hoops trade on a recent video that might have been the worst deal I've ever seen. Worst hypothetical trade I've ever seen. And we've read through a lot of Bleacher Report articles. We put out some bad ones ourselves here on the Raptors Digest channel. That was egregiously bad, but I don't know if you can make a decent trade with the LA Lakers and Toronto Raptors right now. They do have those 2 future first-round picks, but the Raptors are in win-now mode. I wouldn't mind a couple of unprotected Lakers picks, I'm not going to lie, but is it worth Gary Trent Jr.? I don't know, and you'd have to match salary, so what would be coming back to the Toronto Raptors? This is a team that wants to make the playoffs right now, and we'd have to deal Gary Trent Jr. before the deadline because I assume it won't be in the offseason or anything like that. If we're bringing him back, we're bringing him back. If he's walking, he's walking. But let me know, because the unprotected Lakers picks could end up being straight up gold mine assets. LeBron James will be old. AD is always injured, so he could be in and out of the lineup. Russell Westbrook won't be there. They don't have any draft capital going up to 2027 and 2029. I know there's still the glamour franchise in the LA Lakers, but they were bad for 10 years before LeBron James went there, and I think they're going to be bad following that. So even though the Raptors are win now, would you even consider taking 2 unprotected firsts? Because I think that's the starting point to any Gary Trent Jr. trade discussions with the LA Lakers, or are you just writing that off completely? I personally want to keep our star boy. I think he deserves the money he's going to make this offseason, and he should be paid by the Toronto Raptors, but I wouldn't bash anyone to look at some juicy future unprotected Lakers first round picks and salivate, but that's the only way that deals happen. And we're not taking one of them. We're not doing some dumb trades. Gary Trent Jr. is a huge asset for this Raptors team. He's a huge asset on the open trade market. Big deals will have to come back our way if we end up trading him, but I don't want it to happen. The Lakers can keep dreaming on the Gary Trent Jr. drama. But the next thing we're talking about is Joel Embiid giving praise to Christian Koloko. Now, last night, history was made as there was 3 Cameroonian players on the court, and Joel Embiid, Pascal Siakam, and Christian Koloko. While they usually say the right things in the media, Joel Embiid and Pascal Siakam, the on-the-court actions, banter, aggression both players show towards one another, I don't think they have the greatest relationship. That's just at least from the eye test, but it seems like Joel Embiid is giving some serious praise, even though he does praise Pascal Siakam when they're talking in the media and stuff, but gave some praise to Christian Koloko, said it's awesome to see him out there. He's playing because he wants to inspire people from his home continent, his home country, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see those 3 guys. Christian Koloko has got little shout outs from Joel Embiid now, as well as Kevin Durant a few days ago when, and Christian Koloko wears the number 35 for Kevin Durant and saying essentially that, it's inspired him. KD said that's really cool. Again, happy to be inspiring the young players, and he feels really old. And Joel Embiid's kind of in a similar boat. It's kind of weird because it feels like just a few seasons ago, Joel Embiid was that rookie of the year, still a young guy and all that sort of stuff, but he's out here inspiring players. So is Pascal, and it's cool to see, Masai Ujiri, our general manager, is deeply entrenched with the Giants of Africa program that brings in a lot, gives opportunities to a lot of these guys down in Africa, and see 3 of them on the court that from one country. It's really cool stuff. So I like that praise there. The next thing we're discussing is Pascal Siakam speaking on taunting PJ Tucker. Obviously, PJ Tucker's a former Toronto Raptor, known as a defensive stopper, but he wasn't able to do anything to stay in front of Pascal Siakam last night, especially in that first half. I've seen a lot of Sixers fans absolutely express frustration with PJ Tucker, as they're paying him $10 million over the next 3 seasons to essentially knock down corner threes and clamp up the other team's best players. Well, he did hit a couple corner threes last night. Was made barbecue chicken by Pascal Siakam, and Siakam had this to say about all the taunting and all the memes he was making during that game. Essentially said that it's just friendly competition, that's all. There's nothing there. Whenever I bet, I'm always going to bet on myself. Bet on yourself, like Freddie says. I put in the work, and I'm never going to back down from anybody. And I think it was built off of just straight up PJ Tucker sagging off him, letting him shoot, running that strategy the Sixers ran on him in the playoffs last season. It wasn't working whatsoever, so he's feeling himself. He's betting on himself with those shots. You can't be shooting like that, yelling at the bench, yelling at PJ Tucker. I love this mentality from Pascal Siakam. Absolute great stuff from him in this game. And the final thing to keep on this Sixers topic is the Raptors getting coaches fired because Doc Rivers, and this might be a little bit, that's certainly not exaggeration. The Philadelphia 76ers are 1-4, and reports are coming out that Doc Rivers' future with the Philadelphia 76ers is up in the air. Now, does this mean he's going to be fired immediately, that he's going to be taken out from the Sixers job immediately after this game? No. They've had a poor start to the season. They brought in some guys that just haven't really been fitting right. There's been a history of failure there, especially in the playoffs with Doc Rivers. Makes sense why the future's up in the air, but it's pretty cool because that's coming out immediately after a Raptors game. I believe I think I saw this on Twitter or something that the Sixers ended up making the Jimmy Butler trade following a devastating loss to the Toronto Raptors. So Raptors out here just absolutely crushing the spirits of Philadelphia 76ers fans, ownership, because they're in the space of, we got to fire this man after ONL. But that's enough of me memeing, joking with that one. You guys are best for making this far. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, the Twitter. As said at the beginning of this video, we're almost there. We're so close to 26,000 subscribers. It mean the world to me if you guys could hit that sub button. Anyways, I'm signing off. Cheers.